Your anointing does not mean you won't go through some stuff. Just because you're anointed does not mean you won't go through some stuff. However, when you're anointed, you come out of the situation different than others. Let me explain. A lot of times when God has his hands on your life, things or sometimes you feel like things shouldn't happen to you. You feel like God has his hand on you. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do. You're praying. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do. So when problems happen in your life, you then feel like God has somehow removed his favor from upon you. So you're like, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, but X, Y, and Z keeps happening. So God must not have his hand on me. I don't have God's favor anymore. And this is where a lot of us find ourselves. But what we must understand is that a lot of times, and I said this in, I think 2 videos ago, is that a lot of times the things that you go through is simply because God trusts you. A lot of times the anointed people go through the most mess because of God's trust upon you. Now, see, for myself, I woke up this morning. It's the first. Every first, I set a new list of goals. I don't wait till the end of the year, but that's just me. But I woke up this morning and I was feeling a little blah. Like I was just like, oh man, I wasn't even gonna do a video. I just wasn't feeling good. And it was right then in that moment that I took a step back and I'm like, hold on. Well, like what you doing? Here it is, you woke up in your right mind. You stepped up out the bed. You brushed your teeth, so I have movement and I'm alive. How dare I not look at those first actions of the day as not God has his hand on me? I look at it like this. If you're a sports fan and you like basketball, I'm from Michigan. So, I remember when it was the bad boy era with the Pistons and Dennis Rodman, who to an average person is very tall. He's 6'7", so really he's probably like 6'6". And he was leading the league in rebounding. And people were like, how's he leading the league in rebounding? He's not tall. It's not that he's that big, but he understood the art of positioning. It doesn't matter how big you are if you are in the right position. If I'm boxing you out, the only way that you can get that rebound is if you go over the back, which is a foul. So he mastered the art of positioning. And that led him to so many rebounding stats that, some say he's still one of the best rebounders ever in the game. And it was because he understood position. And I say that to say, for myself, what I am learning is positioning. My positioning in life is not just for me. My positioning in life is for my family. My positioning in my life is for my friends. Because you see, if I position myself right, that leads to more opportunities for everyone else. And this is the problem that we have as a people, is that we think that just because we enter the door, that door is supposed to shut and ain't nobody else supposed to come through. But what I'm learning is that's not how life works. Just because God blessed me don't mean that the blessing stopped there. So what I'm now starting to understand and what I'm now trying to work my way to is I got to make sure my positioning is right. Like I said, I woke up this morning feeling blah, and I corrected that right there because I got to make sure I'm always aligned. I got to make sure my positioning is right. Because if I'm off, then everything else is off. And a lot of people out there watching this right now, you are that person in your family. You are the person that got to make sure that you're positioned in such a way because, hey, you're going to catch the elbows. You're going to catch all the mess that comes your way. But in the end, you would be blessed. So yeah, I had to take, man. Y'all don't even understand how much I had to take and how much I do take. But what I understand is my positioning. You see, I had an incident last week to where, I was upset about something. I crashed out about something. And for me, sometimes I wish that I had that type of capability that I can just hold on to a grudge and just be like, man, this, that, and other. But I'm just not built like that anymore because when I do that, everything is off kilter. Like when I'm like that, everything just seems wrong. It seems out of place. And then I'll be thinking about like my kids and stuff. And I'm like, I'm praying for my kids. I want my kids to be good. But if I'm not positioned, then they can't be good. So just remember that as you go throughout the day. If you woke up like me, feeling a little down and out, shake it off. Shake it off because the mere fact that you're here is a blessing in itself. Like I said about rebounding, make sure you're in position. And that position isn't just for you, it's for everybody else behind you. We talk about generational curses. We talk about all of that type of stuff. Sometimes you are the curse breaker, but you got to make sure that you're positioned and aligned. Y'all have a blessed day.